Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about my May reads. I actually already recorded this video and then re-recorded it because I finished a book before the end of the month. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I kind of looked back at the video that I recorded. I was like, oh, I sound so dumb. I sound so stupid. So I'm just gonna redo all of it and go from there. I enjoy recording these videos, so I don't have a problem re-recording them every once in a while. And I actually recorded this one after my summer recommendations video that will be coming out in the next week for sure. I promise. And this one hopefully will be out before the end of the first week of June, but we will see. I'm recording this on June 4th. What we're actually here for, my May reads. So I read 11 books this month. And I feel like that's so many. I feel like that's so many books. It's very excessive. And I feel like I didn't even read that many, but I did. I'm looking back at my iPad here and reading my May wrap up. So let's get into it. The first book I read is Alice Taylor is More Than a Princess by Jen Atkinson. And yes, I don't have my little books with me. Our printer kind of broke down. The blue color is not coming out. So I bought like this printer cleaning kit, and hopefully that gets here in the next couple of days so that I can clean our printer and print my little books again because I miss them. So Alice Taylor is More Than a Princess, Jen Atkinson. I gave this one 4 stars. No language, kisses only. This one is about Alice and Will, and Alice comes to work for Will. Will is like this billionaire guy, a secret billionaire, and he owns this soccer team, this new soccer team that they are creating, and Alice is supposed to help him with like design and PR and all this kind of stuff, recruiting soccer players, all that stuff, if I remember right. And so it's a workplace romance, kind of a forbidden romance because Will says that that's one of the rules, that they can't date within the workplace. And secret identity kind of thing. So this one was fun. It's part of the Bailey Brothers series, another Bailey Brothers series. This is the 5th book. Yes, Alice Taylor is not a brother. She is the niece of all of those guys. And she played a really big part in that series. And so it just made sense for the author to write about Alice too. And everybody wanted that. Like everybody wanted Alice to have her own book because she was like this spunky 12-year-old. She's not 12 in this book. She's a grown-up. So this is like years after the last book. So it was cute. I would recommend it. It's just another one of those fun closed-door romance books. They kind of feel very similar, but still really good. You can't really rate it less than 4 stars because it is well done, but it still feels very similar to a lot of other closed-door books, but I would still recommend it. My hair is crazy. Makes me look like... oh well. It is what it is. Then I read Callista and the Elf by Annabelle Raven, and I gave this one 3.25 stars, rounded down to 3 on Goodreads. Not because it's a bad book. Let me just preface. I think that it was well done. I had no qualms with that. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I just have read so many at this point. So many retellings. And I shouldn't have signed up for this arc in the first place, but I have no self-control. So I did sign up for it. Because I was like, oh, it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I like those. But at this point, after reading that one, I'm like, I'm never rereading or reading a Beauty and the Beast retelling ever again. Ever again. Because I'm kind of sick of them. And I think that's why this one fell a little flat for me, unfortunately. Not because it's anything that the author did. It's because I have become a mood reader a little bit, and if I am not in the mood, it's just like really hard to get through. I probably should have put it down before finishing it. I wanted to finish it. I wanted to see how the rest of the book was going to go. So I gave it, 3.25 stars. There's no language, kisses only, very chaste kiss. But basically, the male main character, he is a Drekken. It's not a dragon, it's a Drekken. I don't know the difference, but that's what he's called in this book. And he comes to the border of his kingdom, and he finds somebody destroying his rose bushes, and he freaks out and he tries to kill that person. And this girl comes across the border and she's like, please stop. This is my brother. Please don't kill him. And she goes in his place as the king, the dragon guy. He's a king. He takes her to his castle as a prisoner. It goes from there. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so how different can it be? It really isn't that different. It is its own story. There are things that she took liberties on. She spun it in her own way, but it still is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So it just felt very similar. It just felt very similar to all the other ones that I've read. So I feel so bad. But honestly, I would recommend it to those who do really enjoy Beauty and the Beast retellings and who don't get sick of them. And yeah, because honestly, it really wasn't a bad book. It wasn't, but it just wasn't for me specifically. Her writing didn't work for me, even though it's not bad. Her storytelling, it just isn't my type of story. So for me, I wouldn't recommend it to me, but I still would probably recommend it just because it wasn't a bad book. It wasn't. And people would probably enjoy it, which is why I'm talking about it. Then I read Shattered Heir by Kayla Eshbaugh, and this is the second book in the Heir series. I read the first book last month, gave that one 3.25 stars, and again gave this one 3.25 stars because I thought the story was going to progress and it was going to get better. So I gave the second book a chance, and it fell flat. As I said previously in my last wrap-up video about the first book, it is very YA. Honestly, almost middle grade, kind of a bit. Like a 12-year-old would probably eat this up still. Maybe not 12, maybe 13, 14. I am not that age anymore. I'm not a young adult. Well, technically, I guess I still am, but not like a young adult. And it just, I'm not in that time of my life anymore. I'm not in high school. And these kids, they are in high school. They're like 16, turning 17, or 17 turning 18? I don't remember. And it's about Shad and Emma, and I can't really talk about the second book because it would be spoilers from the first one, but these books just felt very similar. Something happens in the end of the last book, a pretty big cliffhanger, which is why I wanted to read the second one. And it's almost like this book went on without that ending meaning anything. I was like, wait, why are they going back to school? This whole thing just happened and they're not doing anything about it. Like, why did they do that? It just felt a little bizarre to me. I was like, if this happened in my life, I would not be going back to school. I will tell you that right now. I would not be going back to school. And they go back to school and act like nothing happened and then just go about their teenage days. And I'm like, that's so bizarre to me. That seems very bizarre. So I think that's what really bothered me. I was like, this whole thing just happened. Like this really dramatic thing. And they just go back to school because they just gotta go back to school, I guess. So it was just really weird. That just was really weird to me. There is no language. It is kisses only. It definitely had second book syndrome. It just felt like a filler. I was like, nothing happened. I bet you I could read the first and the third book and completely skip the second one and still be fine. Because literally nothing happened. So there's that. I don't think I could recommend this to people of my age and older. It just would not work. So maybe for people who are 20 and under, 14 to 20, I'm older than that. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend them to people of my age. So, okay, then I read the Double Play by Annah Conwell. And I gave this one 4 stars. It's definitely my favorite in this series. This is part of the More Than a Game series. And it's very interesting. Each book is a different sport. Each player is part of a different sport, obviously. And then they all have the same agent. So the first book is a hockey player. The second book is a golf guy. Third person is a football player, and this one's baseball. And then the fifth one will be about the agent himself. And I'm excited for that one. But this one was probably my favorite. I've read 3 of the 4. I did not read the baseball one, which is funny because that one is A Marriage Convenience. And I haven't read that one yet. And I hope to read that one. It's actually, my husband picked that one for my 25 books in 2025. So I will read that one. But this one was probably my favorite of the 3 that I have read. The golf one was terrible. I did not like that one. And the hockey one was okay. I gave that one 3.5. Did not like the golf one. Don't recommend it. But this one was cute. It is a nanny single dad situation, which is always fun for me. I do like that plot. Forced proximity, age gap, actually. I think they are 8 years apart. So if you don't like age gap, you may not like this, but it didn't feel strange because she's 25. I liked it. It was nothing special, but it felt like it was better than 3.5 stars. So I did give it 4. But yeah, Anna Conwell is a hit. Why am I yawning? Anna Conwell is a hit or miss for me. Hit and miss or hit or miss? Hit or miss. Yeah, that's right. Hit or miss for me. I have really not liked some of her books, and I have enjoyed some of her books. I can't recommend her as an author as a whole, but there are some that I have enjoyed. She is clean, closed door, kisses only, no language. I liked it. There's not a lot of baseball in it, so if you're not a sports person, this book, you can still read it. It really, baseball isn't prevalent. He just is a professional baseball player. So, okay. Then I read my least favorite book of this month, Not Quite Mr. Knightley by Kim Griffin. And I gave this one 3 stars. Honestly, it was probably less than that for me. I did not like this book at all. Like, nothing about it excited me. I think the reason why I signed up for it was because it was a marriage convenience, and I'm a sucker for that trope. And it just did not work for me. It is a Christian romance, heavy on the Christian. And I knew that going into it. I didn't know how prevalent Christianity would be in this book. Kim Griffin is a new to me author. I won't read anything else by her now that I know what her books are like. This one is very interesting. The main woman, the FMC, is pregnant. She gets pregnant out of wedlock. This place takes place wow. I need to take a break. This takes place in the 1970s. And so getting pregnant out of wedlock was like very shameful, very shunned upon, and you were kind of shunned from society if you got pregnant out of wedlock. And she goes back to her hometown, doesn't tell anybody that she's pregnant, and this, except for this one man who figures it out. And she loved him all growing up. It is an age gap, and she had a huge crush on him. So he's like, you know what? I'll marry you for the sake of your reputation. So she agrees, they get married. Their relationship was so strange. It was so strange. There's a couple situations that happened that I was like, oh, that is bizarre. Why did that just happen? And if you don't want spoilers for it, just skip the next 10 seconds or so, but it could be longer than that. So I'm sorry if you skip too much or not enough, and I'm still talking about it. But basically, he talks to her dad about their intimate relationship. And the dad recommends that they sleep in separate bedrooms. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, why is that happening? Why did he call her dad for advice about this? Like, that's so weird. That's so weird, right? Is that not weird? I thought that was so strange. I was like, why are you bringing her father into this? This is a conversation you should be having with your wife and not her dad. Like, that was so weird, right? Am I the only one? I don't know. That just felt very strange to me. And I didn't like it. And that kind of just like really set me off. I was like, ugh, I don't like that. And then the male main character himself was so strange. And he was depicted as the sweet guy doing the right thing, but he was very manipulative. He was extremely manipulative. And I talk about it in my review on Goodreads if you want to know more about it. I don't want to really get into it because this book really bothered me, but now that I've talked about it for 3 whole minutes, but that's it. I don't like it. I do not recommend it. It's just not very good. The writing wasn't very good. I don't like being mean about books. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I did not like it, and I don't recommend it. So there's that. Okay, then I read Wild Catch by Marie Loyal, and I gave this one 3.75 stars. This is a baseball book, another baseball book. They are called I'm looking at my iPad. It's called The Wild Baseball Romance. Is it Orlando Wild? I think their team is called the Orlando Wild, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure though. This is part of the Wild Romance series. This is the second book. It is about, I don't remember their names. Logan's the guy's name. He is the catcher for the Orlando Wild, and she is the social media expert for their team. So she takes videos and pictures and all that kind of stuff for their social media, for the teams specifically. The world starts to speculate that the catcher, Logan, and she are dating. And so they actually do start dating fakely. They fake date a little bit. It's very subtle fake dating. I thought it was cute. There is quite a bit of language, a lot more than I was expecting. I talk about it in my Goodreads review, how much specifically is in this book, but it was a lot. It was quite a bit of language, it was pretty surprising actually, but no F-word, so that was nice. And it is kisses only, so I liked it. I probably would still recommend it, but if you are averse, is that the right word? To language, there's just a dude walking in my front yard. Hopefully he doesn't knock on my door. That'd be weird. If you don't like a lot of language, this one has a lot of language, so I don't recommend it to people who don't like a lot of language. I didn't know that going into it, so I don't know if I would read a book by her again, but I liked this. This one was okay. It was good still, so I would still recommend it, but we will move on. Then I read Rapunzel's Gambit by Marie. Her name is Mary. My name. Gave this one 5 stars. It was my favorite book of this month. It was so fun. Oh, I can't even explain to you. I am asking for this book for my husband for my birthday. My birthday is this month, and I'm very, very excited. I hope I get it. I hope he remembers that. I loved this book. It was so fun. It's like a twist on the Rapunzel plot. Oh my goodness gracious. It was so fun. So Rapunzel is a princess, and her dad is like this evil, greedy king. And he's taking everybody's tax money from the town. And she's like, no, we shouldn't be doing this. But the dad will not be swayed. And he's like, if anybody can slay this dragon, because the dragon's taking all the townspeople's stuff. And the king's like, if you can slay this dragon, you will have my daughter's hand in marriage. And she's like, absolutely not. So she comes to the dragon herself. She runs away in the night and is like, hey, let's stage a fake kidnapping and we can work together and steal all of this gold from all these rich people and give it to all of the poor townspeople. So it's like a Robin Hood situation. The dragon reluctantly agrees and they create this relationship, and they were so funny together. The dragon, his name is Pollux. He was such a sassy dragon. And their dynamic was so fun. It was so fun. Their banter was so fun. The male main character, Griffin, he's a squire, and he comes to save her eventually in the book, and he's very sweet. And so yeah, it was just fun. It was so fun. It was 5 stars. There are twists and plot twists like that I did not see coming. I can usually sense plot twists from a mile away because it's like, okay, that's pretty predictable what's going to happen next. I didn't recall anything. I was like, oh, I did not see that coming, or I did not see that coming, or whatever. It was so fun. It was just so different than a lot of the books that I read. And Mary Mecham, her humor is so fun. Like, she is super quirky. If you follow her on Bookstagram, she's very quirky, but she's fun, and I love her. And her books reflect her humor. And oh my gosh, her books are so fun. I really, really enjoyed them a lot. I've only read 2 of them, and there are so many books on her backlist that I'm very much looking forward to reading. Becoming Hook, most specifically. But this one has been my favorite. Like, her writing, I feel like, has just improved from the last book that I read of hers. I actually have it right here. Assassin, Fire, and Sacrifice. I gave that one 4 stars. But this one, the writing, I just felt like, wow, this has improved so much. And that book was like her last release. So really, 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 really loved it. Really loved it. It was so fun. Like, it was so unserious and like humorous, and the characters were really enjoyable. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Rapunzel was fun. Like, a diabolical Rapunzel was a new twist, and I enjoyed it a lot. Although she's like a Robin Hood, so I didn't find her evil. I really liked her as a character. So favorite book of this month, if you don't read anything else from this recommendation wrap up, read Rapunzel's Gambit at the least. Okay, then we've got To Sway a Trickster by Jess Drew, and this one I gave 3.25 or 3.5, rounded down to 3. This one was an interesting book for me. Growing up, I really loved the Greek world. I loved learning about it in my social studies classes as a kid, and I loved the game Pop Tropica, that website, if you guys remember. It's still a thing today, and there was this Greek island specifically, that was my all-time favorite, that I loved playing. I liked like learning about that mythology, that Greek mythology. And so I was like, maybe that will translate into my adult life. And I kind of did, not really, which is why this book was 3.25 stars, 3.5. It may have been 3.5, rounded down to 3. But anyway, this is about Prometheus. And if you don't know the story of Prometheus, I suggest you look it up. It gives you a bit of a background of who he is as a primordial. He is a god, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's what the man is doing. He's working on my sprinklers. Okay, makes sense now. Sorry. It's about Prometheus and Hebe. Very unflattering name, but it's very easy to remember, which is why I didn't have to look up their names for this. Hebe. And she is getting sacrificed. She's getting sacrificed in the beginning of this book, and Prometheus and a couple of other gods come and save her, and they're like, okay, you will be the human bride for Prometheus. And Prometheus is like, why? And so they get married, and I feel very uncomfortable recording these videos when they're just outside my window. Anyway, oh my gosh, he's like right there. I don't care. I will never see this man again. It was an interesting book. There were some things that I was like, ooh, I really like that. And then the rest of the book was like, this plot's really, really dragging. The female main character was really not likable. I did not like her whatsoever. Prometheus is kind of a jerk, but I liked him because he has some serious character growth where he grows out of this because he kind of doesn't understand human ways. And so he doesn't understand that some of the things he says are extremely offensive to humans. But he comes to understand that, and he grows as a character. He becomes a very good, honestly, a good guy. Some of the things he did, he's pretty cheeky. I liked him. But when you don't like one of the main characters, it's hard to rate a book above 4 stars. So there's that. But I would kind of recommend it. Halfway recommend it. A little bit. If you like the Greek universe, I think that you would probably like this book. I don't know if you can hear the men talking outside my window, but they're definitely talking outside my window. So I need to be a little more quiet because I usually am pretty loud when I do these, but I have a microphone here, so hopefully that translates. Let's get close. Okay, I only have 3 books left. So I listened to Hail Mary by Martha Keyes, and I gave this one 4 stars. I think this one is my favorite in that series. The Shepherd and Love series, they're siblings. I've read the first 2, didn't read the 3rd one, and this is the 4th one. And it is about a football player. His name is Luca, and he is Canadian. I feel like this is a plot for a lot of books when it comes to marriage and convenience. But basically, this girl, she gets in an accident, and he saves her. And she goes to the hospital for a concussion, whatever. And they start to know each other. They've never met before then. And he's going to basically not be able to play professional football if he either doesn't get married or whatever. Like he can't get a green card. I don't remember what this whole situation was, but she offers to marry him. She's like, I can do this for you. If you really want to play professional football, you saved my life. I can do this for you, and we'll get divorced after 2 years. And so they get married, and it goes from there. It's a marriage of convenience. So, and it's like the proposal. And it's funny when authors talk about movies in their books that their books are a lot alike. And the proposal is mentioned in this book. And it's like totally, because Sandra Bullock is from Canada and she's getting deported. And that's kind of like what this book is too. He's from Canada. So kind of funny. I liked it. I think this is my favorite book in the series. It's 4 stars. It's nothing special. This man is right outside my window. If he looks in here, he'll see me. I liked it. I'm going to start talking really fast. There's 2 books left. I don't want to talk anymore. Okay, 2 more books. Away We Go by Belinda Mary. This one I gave 4 stars too. I really liked it actually. It was a lot of fun. It's an F1 romance. Usually the F1 romance trope is spicy, and this is the first closed door one I've come across, and I hopped on the chance to sign up for it. This is the only book, no, my last book is also not out yet. This one is not out until the middle of June. I really liked it a lot. It's about Nikki and Cherry, and Nikki is the F1 driver, and Cherry comes to work for him. She is the photographer for that team. And Nikki, from the very beginning, is very clear about his feelings for her. Her brother is Nikki's best friend. And so they've known each other their whole lives, and it's kind of an age gap. It was really cute. It takes place in like all different countries because an F1 driver, they drive like every single weekend in a different country most of the time. I really liked that. The setting was different, so it didn't feel like very stagnant. It kind of felt like it was just going. The plot never dragged, in my opinion. And I thought it was really cute. I really liked it. Belinda Mary, This is the second book I've read from her. I don't know how good her other books are, but I like this one. This one's definitely my favorite from her. And there's a little bit of language. There's no F words. It is fade to black, but not explicit. It's pretty soft fade to black, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a really good F1 romance. And if you want to get into F1 romance, but you only read Closed Door, this is the book for you. Oh my gosh, this man's gonna look in my window. It's like this old cowboy. I have one more book. I have to get through this. Hopefully they don't look at my blinds are like upwards, so hopefully they can't see like down at me. But I have one more book. Reverie by Drew Taylor. I gave this one 3.75, 4 stars. I really like Drew Taylor's writing. Like her Politics of Love book I read a couple months ago and I gave that one 5 stars. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So good. This one isn't my favorite from her. Obviously I gave it 3.75, rounded up to 4 on Goodreads, but I still liked it. I still liked parts of this book. I still would recommend it. Hold on. My sister's calling me. This is so cool. Of course, my sister called while I was recording the last book, but I will hurry and get this done. Reverie, Drew Taylor, 3.75, rounded up to 4. It's a very interesting book. Very different than what I'm used to reading. It's like a book within a book, and I thought that plot was a lot of fun. There's no language, kisses only. There's a bit of innuendo. It is a Christian romance, and Drew is like, she's so good at it. She's so good at it. It's not like shove right down your throat kind of Christian romance, but it definitely is prevalent in this book specifically. The Politics of Love was a lot more subtle. It's pretty prevalent in this one. I think the reason why I rated it less than 4 stars, but I mean I didn't. I rated it 4 stars, is because I wanted them to spend more time together. The main characters, Noah and Esme. I wanted them to spend more time together. She loses her memory after spending a vacation out in Bora Bora, and she loses the last 3 years of her memory. And Noah was part of that memory, and she doesn't remember him. And she doesn't spend any time with him until about 50%, maybe even more through the book. And I think that's why I rated it this. It was only because they didn't spend enough time together. And that's it. That's really the only thing that really bothered me. I just need that deeper connection. It just felt like their connection wasn't completely realistic because they just didn't spend much time together. It is insta love, but the insta love didn't feel super insta love to me. I don't like insta love. I really don't. But this book, I don't know how she did it. It didn't feel very insta love to me, even though they fall in love within a week. But if you know, you know, right? And that's even mentioned in this book. So the insta love part didn't bother me, like at all, just because they hadn't seen each other in a long time from when they first met. So I really liked it. I did like it. The 3.75 star rating doesn't do it justice, I guess, but I still would recommend it very much so. It was just different. It was so different than what I'm used to reading, and I enjoyed it. So 4 stars. Around that realm. It does not come out until later in this month, so in June. So you have to wait a little bit to read it. So I enjoyed it though. It was very summery, very summery. I enjoyed Noah and I enjoyed Esme and I enjoyed the circumstances of their relationship and the whole amnesia trope. I like amnesia. I like the amnesia trope. So anyway, that is all. I'm going to hurry and close out this video because I'm very uncomfortable with all of these men standing out my window doing the sprinklers. So that is all of the books I read in May. It was a pretty heavy month. Not heavy in the content, but heavy as in a lot of books that I read. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye.